14, and I'm going to have you read a couple of places, and then I'm going to just share some notes. And you guys got anything to say tonight? Anybody got anything they want to add before Marcus walk off? Anybody? Pat, you got something you want to share with the house?
Yeah, I do have something if you were going to do that.
Yeah, we can open up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's no problem. I normally try to.
Well, you had mentioned that we've mistakenly rated our effectiveness by the demonstrations of the Holy Spirit, that it's carnal, it's things that we can sense, deal with our senses. But we know that the greatest glory that we can have is to have a healthy church, to have a church full of people that are whole and, who are holistic and displaying the image of Christ. It isn't just all those, all the activities that we go through. It's our lives demonstrating Christ.
Yeah, changed life. That's it. You can get gifts all day, you'll never change. You don't have to change being able to hear from God, flowing in the gifts of the Spirit's character. That's more credence on character in the body of Christ. Anybody else? Well, bless God.
I asked you a question about Bethel, and I just wanted to share what you shared with me, because when I looked up the word interface, it made me look at it differently. I asked you the question about Bethel, where is Bethel, and I always thought of it as a particular place, and not as Bethel being me or anybody else around here is Bethel, because it's any place that God is shown, any place that we can interface with God and people can see God. And but what you told me is we are the interface between heaven and earth. We are the interface of heaven, basically. And when I looked up interface, it says the content, the practices, the disciplines, and the consideration of heaven. It's very precise and accurate. It has no gray areas. That's what I'm sure that.
Amen.
Have who? No gray areas.
No gray areas.
No gray areas. I just got a prophetic word last night from someone who shared on Sunday that can kind of piggyback on what you just said. What he said spoke prophetically to me, and anything he speaks to me is connected to the house. And it really helped on last night, so it was a real blessing. I'm going to share it for her, since it kind of fits right in what we're doing on the core components. And I trust his prophetic voice. He's a very seasoned voice, been around a very, very long time. Young man, 38 years old, but man, that brother been marinating. So God is doing some things, not only at Rim, but across the globe. Anybody else? Good, let's go right on in. Go right on in. We're going to continue to try to explore and expound and try to dig up some truths, and so we can get a good understanding of what pneumaticals is. Pneumaticals, learning to live out of the Spirit, learning to live from the Spirit. And we've read many times, if I heard people quote, "In Him we live and move and have no being," in our being. Most folks don't understand that. They just use it because it sounds good and everybody else has familiarized themselves with it. But we're going to look at something, and we've already and I keep going back to John 14 because I really want this to saturate your spirit, because it'll shift you. That it has to go beyond theology. It has to go beyond semantics. It can't be something that just sounds good to you and you can include it into your software. But this is something that would really, really shift your thinking. So the next couple of thoughts we're going to share tonight might be for your best interest to kind of tune in with your spirit. You may not be able to understand right away, but just tune in with your spirit and let the Spirit of God through me speak to you. Now we're going to start first. Let's establish that the first 3 verses in John 14 are very important. We went all the way through the other verses within this chapter, and we talked about that one stumbling block, a little while. It's not necessarily 2,000 years. A little while was a little while. 3 days. That was a little while. And somehow in our theology, because it's connected to eschaton, which is the word for end things, end times, last things. Eschatology, eschaton, end things, end time things. And when God is done and doing the consummation of the ages, somehow we postpone His return. So we're still waiting on His second coming. And therefore, a little while, He did confirm that second coming. And we talked about how there's many comings, not just one coming. And the word coming, and we need to change, we got to change our language. Our dialect has to change.